Do you
So they're
see this? What? There's no ocean around West.
No ocean at all.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah. So he would have weighed about 30 to 40 metric tons.
Okay, what?
and I saw you popping up and down like this on the sidewalk.
Oh my gosh, you saw me? Celia Klein, as seen on the Today Show. Okay. For most people, the word shark brings fear. For my guest today, it actually brings excitement. Charles Shelton Jr. has spent years walking the same beaches many of us visit every day, but he sees something most of us miss entirely: shark teeth, fossils, pieces of history hiding right in plain sight. Today, he's turned that passion into Myrtle Beach Shark Teeth, helping others discover the thrill of finding something ancient, unexpected, and unforgettable. If you've ever walked the beach and wondered what stories it might be holding, this episode, well, it's for you. I'm your podcast host and Myrtle Beach local realtor, Celia Klein. Guess what? It's time. We're coasting. Hi, everybody. Welcome. It's another beautiful day in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and we're so happy you're coasting with us and learning all our area has to offer, especially how to find your people, place, and pace. But today I am super happy, not only because it's gorgeous. I mean, look at it. It's so beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
But Aunt B is back. Yay! She's back. She's back. All right. Where have you been? Just tell us. I mean, we got to hear the whole thing.
Well, first I want to know, where have you been?
Excuse me, what?
I saw you on television.
You did?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Well,
I don't know about this.
I was hanging out at home, and it was an early Saturday morning, and I turned on the Today Show, and I saw you popping up and down like this on the sidewalk.
Oh my gosh, you saw me?
And you looked so great.
Thank you.
You were bundled up to here.
Yes.
Said, I'm so glad that's not me.
So that was me helping my sister apparently fill her bucket list thing, checking off something, because we went before, that was before Christmas, I think, around the holidays. And we went to New York for a couple of days. And she was like, we need to go be outside for the Today Show. I'm like, we do? And so sure enough, early in the morning, there we are. And yes, her friends are calling her up on the phone going, you're on, I can see it. So here's the cool thing. You ready for this? So from here on out, we're going to put in all of my bio and description stuff. We're going to say Celia Klein, as seen on the Today Show. Okay? I mean, why not, right? But this isn't about me. You've been the one traveling. Talk to us.
So I have. I haven't seen you in such a long time.
I know. I've missed you.
I went to Florida to visit some cousins.
Okay.
And I went out to Tennessee to visit my son and my grandchildren.
Oh.
And we really had a good time. Florida was beautiful. It was warm. It was fun. Tennessee was not so warm. He lives up on a mountain outside of Chattanooga, and it can get really, really cold there. And what happens, you live in Myrtle Beach, you dress a certain way. I realized that all I had on my feet were those little short socks. Yeah. That's all I own. We put a coat on, but we still have nothing around our feet. So my granddaughter took me sock shopping. And I had to go get some longer socks so that I covered my ankle. And, I saw a pair there that I really thought were perfect for you.
Uh-oh. So I do like a good sock in the winter. I'm not going to lie.
So I purchased this pair for you.
Oh.
And they're really cute.
Do you see this? Do you see this? What?
They're Celia's favorite
Are
fruit,
you kidding me?
Avocado.
Hold on a second here. Hold on. This means you have watched the last two episodes.
Of course I did.
Are you in cahoots with Rob? Because hello.
Well, I did give him the code to get into the convertible.
Yeah, let's discuss that actually.
But,
do you think I'm going to wear those?
Sure.
I mean, I'm grateful to be thought of, and everything, but I'm going to have to now find out what your favorite. I learned this is a fruit, apparently.
Right.
So yeah, I'm going to have to find out. Yeah. As they say, what is that phrase? Turn around is fair play.
I guess.
But Thanks.
I can take it if I can dish it out. But I did give Rob the code. But I didn't know how good it was going to be.
He did have some fun. Well, at least it looked that way, right?
Oh my gosh. he had the presence, he had the charisma, and now we've got to change the code.
Yes, I agree.
Because he can't come back.
I agree. All right. He can just do the voiceover. Okay.
Yeah, well,
all right.
He does a really good job at that.
Yes. Well, I would say he did a good job all the way around, but we're glad you're back. Absolutely.
I'm glad I'm back too.
All right. So the last two episodes you obviously saw, we talked about that there were some things going on in February. We talked about, the all the stuff around NASCAR. We talked about Mardi Gras, and we forgot to actually. And so, the Super Bowl happened, right?
Yeah.
And so, there's also, did you watch the Super Bowl?
We did. Well, we went to a party.
Okay.
We go to the same party every year over a friend's house. And we did watch the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a huge football fan. So the game, I'm hanging in the kitchen with the women, having a couple cocktails and eating the snacks.
We know what it's the commercials, isn't it?
They call us in whenever the commercials
exactly.
come on.
I mean, unless my favorite team, which was not in the Super Bowl, I don't, it's been a very, very distant memory of them being in the Super Bowl.
Same for me.
So I'm all about those commercials as well. So, okay, can you remember maybe one or two favorites from this Super Bowl?
Okay, so my favorite was the Budweiser commercial.
It's always a good one.
It just really touched my heart. It was about this little eagle that the horse finds and teaches to fly. And
if you're not crying at the end of that one, everybody was talking about that one after the game. It was so good.
There were a few others that I thought were okay. But did you have a favorite?
Oh my, of course, yes. So there were a couple of them. So I'll give what I'll call an honorable mention to the one with Sabrina Carpenter. She falls in love with with Mr. Pringles, and he's driving her around in a convertible. And so, yeah, that one. And then the one that I thought, of course, was hysterical was the guy who used to be on Saturday Night Live. It's Andy Samberg.
Yes.
And he plays the role of Neil Diamond.
That made me laugh.
Yes.
That one made me laugh.
And so here he is in a restaurant, telling everyone that life is better. And what was the song? Sweet Sandwich Time.
Yeah, squirting mayonnaise on everybody's sandwich.
Oh my gosh, Neil Diamond. I was, dying. I thought that was hysterical.
We need to have him come down here and
yes,
do something for us.
So I also, of course, we're going down this rabbit hole. What are some favorites from way back when in the Super Bowl commercial vault?
Okay, so I have a few. Way back when.
Okay.
I remember the one, Mean Joe Green.
Oh my gosh.
And
of course. Top of the list. Yes.
Coca-Cola.
Yes.
And the little kid gives him the Coca-Cola and he drinks it down and then he throws him his jersey, at the end.
Thanks.
It's just goodwill, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of my other favorites was the Betty White one, where Betty White's playing football and they
yes.
they tackle her, and then they give her a Snickers, and she turns into the kid that was supposed to really be playing.
That was so good. That was a great one.
That was a good one. What about you?
Oh, okay. So I was trying to think about this, and because there's just so many. But Doritos always has some good ones, come out, and so there's one about. The guy he's in the inside of the house and the pug is outside. And I have a pug. Oh. And he's eating the Doritos like, ha, I'm having them, you're not. And they do this dramatic, like classical music. And the pug is just running. And it's a sliding door. And you're like, oh dear God, this pug's going to get smushed even more than it already is. And they end the commercial with the pug busting the door down onto the person who's now flat on their back, and the pug is going to be eating the Doritos. So that one, but it can only be topped by, and do you remember this one? It's the little kid is Darth Vader.
Yep.
in front of the Volkswagen Jetta, whatever it was.
It was a Passat.
Okay, good. Thank you. I didn't know it that specific. I just knew it was a VW. And so
I just
mom and dad
remember
are
that
getting
one
a
so
kick
well.
out of this inside, and he hits the remote and starts the car, and the kid's like, oh my
I
gosh,
really
the
have
power.
power.
I love those. I just thought it was so good. Now, the other one that happened in February, with the Olympics. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And so I just, I love all those stories they do throughout the coverage of the personal stories, the challenges and the obstacles they've overcome. It's so Hallmark, which I know you love Hallmark,
I love the Hallmark.
So do you get sucked into the Olympics?
A little bit. I like the figure skating. My mom was always a big fan of the figure skaters. We actually met Tara Lipinski and Scott Hamilton. We had it into one of those shows that they do after the Olympics where they go around the country. And that was great. And we just watched, my husband and I just watched a documentary on the hockey team.
Oh, yeah.
That was great. The USA team that
when they beat Russia,
they beat everybody.
Yes.
Against all odds.
It's just there's always such good stories, right?
It's just a great story.
So did you know there's a local tie to our area? So did you watch the opening ceremony at all?
Yes.
Okay. So guess what? The guy who was the flag bearer for USA, he used to live in Myrtle Beach and went to St. James Elementary. So his name is Frank Del Duca. He competes in bobsled, 2 and 4 man. And guess what? He's also a U.S. Army sergeant.
Wow.
I know. And he used to live here. Apparently his uncle still lives here. So how cool is that?
That's great. I love the bobsledders. They are so cool to watch.
Well, I mean, just like when do you decide in your head, like, that you want to do something, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just
Never.
right. Exactly. So, with the name Frank Del Duca, guess what? He might be a little Italian,
Maybe.
which makes me, of course, think of you, and then immediately makes me think that is our next Yummy to the Tummy segment going to be an Italian restaurant?
No.
Whoa! I was not expecting that. Talk to me. What do we got? What do we got?
Well, we did Italian a couple of times.
just a couple.
And this one I really wanted to get in because it's very seasonal.
Okay, talk to us.
So I wanted to tell everybody about Nance's.
Oh, good
So
one.
Nance's is down in Merle's Inlet, and it's just a little bit past the Marsh Walk,
Okay.
about a mile and a half past the Marsh Walk, on Ocean Boulevard, or whatever they call it when it's down there, and they have oyster roasts. So if you're an oyster roast fan, you have to go to Nance's.
Okay.
They have leases on the oyster beds in the back of the restaurant.
Oh, okay.
So they harvest every day. They go out there and they harvest every day. And if you're lucky enough, when you go to the restaurant, you can actually watch them harvesting. Mm-hmm. And they bring them in and they roast them. It's so cool to go in there because they bring them out in these big buckets. So if you're a type of person who eats fast like me, it's a great way to spend time at the table because, you pick up this cluster of oysters and you break them open one at a time, put your condiments on them. If you like condiments, sometimes I don't even use condiments. They're just so tasty. And then you throw all the shells in the hole in the table.
Oh, how convenient.
So that they collect them underneath. And they also, as a plus, make great hush puppies, which they bring to the table.
Okay.
And they have great views of Merle's Inlet. I mean, the back of the restaurant
It's beautiful.
is open to the marsh, and it really looks beautiful. You can catch a great sunset down there. But the trick is the season is only from September to April.
I've always heard that the scoop on that is any month with the letter R is
Correct.
when you should be enjoying your oysters.
Sometimes if it stays cool enough, they can extend it into the beginning of May. But so if you're in the beginning of May and you're hankering for that oyster roast, always call ahead and see if they still have them.
So they stay open year round. They just aren't offering the oysters in those other months,
Correct.
right? Okay.
Correct. They have a full menu.
Okay.
They open at 4:00. They're also the number one thing to do in Myrtle Beach before you die.
And who determined this?
Let me preface that.
Okay. Inquiring minds want to know.
There's actually a book out there called 100 Things to Do in Myrtle Beach Before You Die. And have an oyster roast at Nance's is number one.
How about that?
So I have the book.
Okay.
And I brought it with me. And the owner of the restaurant signed it. So
Aw.
it shows that I did that thing.
I love that idea. That's great.
Yeah, I thought it was cute.
Very good. Very well. This one sounds good. Now, does it have to be? So I do love an oyster. Roasted is okay, but would they serve them raw?
They don't do raw oysters.
All right. And what's your favorite condiment? Do you use any for your oysters?
I use sometimes a little lemon,
Mhm.
little cocktail sauce,
Mhm.
little butter.
Or all of that, or
Yeah, a little bit of each.
Well, let me tell you, that sounds amazing.
But the one last thing I want to say before we end this up is that after the season is over, they take all the shells that they've collected all season long
yes.
and they bring them back out to the bed and they spread them out over the bed so that the new oysters have a place to grow. And
love that. Very cool.
Yeah.
I feel like I've just had a very good science lesson here. And you know what? After the break, once we, pull in the convertible here for a break, when we get back, we're going to get another amazing science and history lesson.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this
so
one.
Charles Shelton Jr. is coming. He's going to be talking all things shark's teeth. I am so excited. So when we get back from this break, we will have him here.
Okay, great.
The Collectors event is returning as a live and on-location event, and we couldn't be more excited to celebrate with our collectors and artists once again. The location is the beautiful William H. Miller Studios and Fine Arts Galleries located at 702 8th Avenue North in the Arts and Innovation District of downtown Myrtle Beach. Explore an exceptional collection of fine arts available for viewing starting today, February 17th through March 8th, 2026. Then join us for the main event on March 8th, 2026 at the gallery. We look forward to welcoming you back for this special celebration of art, creativity, and community. Tickets are $250 and are available to purchase by calling 843-238-2510 or online at myrtlebeachartmuseum.org.
Welcome back to Coasting, everybody. Okay, admit it, ever since we were kids, when you're walking the beach, you have always dreamed of finding some kind of treasure on the beach. Our podcast guest had that same dream and curiosity, and guess what? He kept going, fueling that passion by learning more and continuously searching and seeking. What he found was so much more than shark teeth, and I cannot wait for you to hear his story. Please welcome Charles Shelton Jr., everybody. Welcome to Coasting.
Thank you for having me.
We are very excited. We always like to start off with our guests just telling us a little bit about their own personal story about, did you live here originally or did you move to the area?
We moved here about 4 years ago, and we are originally from West Virginia.
Oh, okay. Yep. All right. So now what brought you to Myrtle Beach? Was it specifically about shark's teeth, or had you been here before?
No, well, we came here every year for vacations, but that was a huge part of the brand, bringing it here.
Oh, okay. Very good. So now when you started out as a kid, what was it about? Did you see something in a magazine? Was it part of your trips? Was it, tell us what made you be like, this is going to be the hobby or thing I'm going to focus on?
Sure. Well, I would have to say Jaws was a huge part of that.
Oh, okay.
The movie Jaws,
right?
So, and just being able to find the shark teeth when I was really, really small. Mm-hmm. So that helped intrigue the interest of what these shiny things were.
So who taught you about it?
It would have to be Shark Tooth Tom, was very integral, that works at the Gay Dolphin.
Oh.
He's been there for like almost 60 years now.
All right. And it's Shark Tooth Tom.
Shark Tooth Tom.
I love this. Yep. And this is just what everybody knows him as.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so cool. Yep. When did you first meet him?
2 or 3 years old.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So it sounds like there was somebody in your life that just allowed you to just kind of dive into this and really, make it something where you continually were curious and wanting to know more. Who was that in your life?
Absolutely. Well, my mom and I would have friendly conversations and friendly competitions over shark teeth.
Okay.
So from that point on, my parents was very, very influential. I'm a musician as well, but Shark Teeth and both music was my passion.
Okay.
So, but Shark Teeth, really, really young, would have to be probably my mom having the friendly competitions, helped streamline that whole type of passion that grew into what I have now today.
So in terms of those two roles of both the, being the musician and, doing all this around Shark's Teeth, if you were going to take a pie and slice it, which one takes what kind of time in your life?
Like for right now?
Yeah.
Shark Teeth, absolutely. 98% of my time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Don't lose the music stuff though.
I love it. My son's a drummer, so I put a lot of time into him. So, but yeah, I would say right now, Shark Teeth is taking up a whole lot of my time, which is a passion and a joy.
Well, that's great. And I'm going to go back to that part of being the kid because, here you are, you're in West Virginia. As far as I know, there's no ocean around West Virginia.
No ocean at all.
Okay, just checking. Yeah. All right. So here you are. I mean, are your buddies at school like, that's just weird? What are you doing, Shark?
I never shared it. To be honest with you, because they also knew the music. So that was my big thing back then, being a drummer.
Okay.
So, but no one really knew my passion till later on in life. So it's kind of like this secret thing that I had going on.
Yeah.
But I love to share my collection like the older I got. So, but no, surprisingly, a whole lot of kids didn't know what I did. Mainly because they weren't really into it. Here you are. So you continue to come to the beach and vacation. Absolutely.
So I want to hear about one of those stories of when you were younger that you found something pretty amazing. Now, obviously here in front of you at the table, I can't wait to learn about these. Yep. So when did you find like the first big shark's tooth that like people maybe came to where you were at the beach and went, oh my gosh.
I never will forget, back then we would have huge shell beds.
Okay.
Right? So shell beds is where you find shark teeth and all the shells. So I remember being right out here by Crown Reef, and this has been my old stomping ground out here.
Oh, okay.
And being a nighttime hunter. I don't normally hunt at nighttime, but I found a little bit smaller than this of a great white sitting at the end of a shell bed, sitting perfectly up. Couldn't believe it. I was really young and it was in pristine condition. And people were like, oh my gosh, what do you find? Of course, I'm hollering and screaming, because nothing I had found was that big and that pristine up until that point. So I would have to say that was the aha moment for me, finding a pretty nice great white tooth that was just literally sitting on top like it was meant for me to find.
All right. So you find the great white shark tooth. From there, tell me, like, how do you learn about it? How do you figure out its approximate age? Tell me things like that.
Besides Tom, I wasn't able to see him a lot being in West Virginia. A lot of books, a lot of studying what I could find, a little bit I could find, being in the hills of West Virginia. A lot of marine science books. Then the postcards that we would get, I still have that was on my wall originally for hours. Just look at it. Then I was able to hold the teeth in my hand. Okay, this is a great white. This is a dusky. This is a bull. So being able to do a whole lot of hands-on by books really helped a lot. Really helped a lot. And then later on in life, I was able to meet the Shark Tooth Toms, the Shark Tooth Daves. And so they poured a lot. But until that point, it was hardcore books and reading. So
how does it feel to now... there's so many questions. Yeah. So let me back this up a little bit and just say, all right, so you start finding some more and more. And so at what point in your life does it kind of change from, oh, this is kind of cool to, I think I got something here that might be actually a part of my life?
Yeah. I would have to say the moment for me was being on the beach and being overlooked and underlooked. So I would have questions. No one took the time. Sir, what do I have? Excuse me, ma'am, what do I have? And it was just like I was a ghost. I didn't exist. So for years and years and years of dealing with that, of course, you meet your good people along the way, but I wanted a space where everybody felt welcome and everybody could learn, whether you're a novice or you're a skilled hunter. So whether it's having interviews with social media people or whether it's marine scientists, I wanted people to come to feel the Myrtle Beach Shark Teeth brand feel like a family.
Yeah.
Because when I was learning, I didn't have people to really pour into me. So being able to give back in a way that I was never given into, or people come here and move here from the beach or different places, you'd be surprised at people that's never seen the beach.
Yeah, I know.
Never seen the ocean, don't know what a shark is, don't know what these things are. So to spare them the lack of knowledge, to bring knowledge to them is what I'm trying to leave an impact that if no one preserves this and it's the younger generation, who will?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that you did, with through Shark Tooth Tom that, you had someone, but you always kind of had in the back of your mind that if, you do this and you become the grown up, so to speak, in this arena, that there are going to be some other things that you're going to want to add or help. And I just love that was something you carried with you, throughout your life.
Absolutely.
How do you decide, if you will, that you go from the transition of this is no longer a hobby, this is now something that becomes, whether we call it money making, a business, how
10 years ago, the Myrtle Beach Shark Teeth thought came into my mind. Looked it up, Googled it. Nothing else existed like that, really. If it did, I wanted to be total different. So it came to the aha moment of just stop business. What can I do to educate? So my big thing is education. One is educate, young and old. So probably 4-ish years ago, there was a need for workshops. No one was really doing it.
Okay.
So I was presented an opportunity to do a workshop. And ever since then, I'm doing 80 a year.
Oh my goodness.
It was like, please, will you do it? I'm like, okay. So the simple okay has led me here to a streaming amount of wealth, education, knowledge. So, but about 4 years ago is when I made the decision to say, you know what? I was working actually at CCU.
Okay.
I couldn't do both.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I got to make a decision here. What do I do? Right.
So when we hear Myrtle Beach Shark Teeth, tell me everything that falls under that for you.
Sure. Okay. So it's education.
You have a big Facebook following, don't you, under that?
I do. I do. And it's a world of people. You'd be surprised that just stumble across it. But it's really humbling to know people from all across the world is coming here just because they happen to see something about shark teeth. And it just happened to be the brand. So a humbling story is a woman is here for a marathon last summer. And I just happened to stop talking to her on the beach. And she says, hey, you know what? Have you heard of Myrtle Beach Shark Teeth? So I have no branding on at all. And I said, well, sure. Oh, yeah, I've heard of it. Just playing it down. I have a hoodie on and all this type of stuff. And so she says, you really need to follow the page. It's a really good wealth of information. So I said, well, nice to meet you. My name is Shark Tooth. Before I could finish Charles, she has her phone out. Oh my gosh, can I take a picture with you? So it's really humbling just from something of a thought sitting on the couch, right? So is it larger than what I ever thought? Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so through these workshops that you're offering, you're clearly showing everyone your expertise. Here are people, like you said, that aren't local, that are making trips specifically because of things you have shared through what you've learned. So, using some of the things that you have here, I want to learn about your expertise. Teach us what we've got here.
Okay. So in front here is, we know it is megalodon.
Okay, right. Megalodon, right.
That is incorrect.
Oh, what?
So it's really pronounced megalodon.
Megalodon.
Right.
Okay.
I was corrected by Dr. Ralph Collier, a good friend of mine, who said, no, it's megalodon. I said, okay.
Megalodon.
So
thank you.
That's what this tooth is here. And you look at the color, most would say the color has everything to do with the age. That's a myth. That's incorrect. So the reason why there's a different color is due to the sediment that when that tooth, actually, if he was swimming towards you, this is what you would see. This is the real front. This is the real back. Oh. So the burlette side, enamel side is back. Tooth comes down like this. Or a side angle comes like this, and that's what's swimming towards you. So this is Mr. Megalodon here, and due to the tannin of the color, so this would have came out of a river. All right.
Very interesting.
That's that here.
For those of you, and I always like to do this since we're on a podcast and some are doing audio. Let's do our best of saying.
Okay, so this is of course megalodon tooth. You have the root, which is the top or the gum line. You have a burlette, what we call the chevron V, that we know that makes it the underneath the root. Then we have all of this enamel. Then you have the serrations. So for those that are listening, the megalodon was a huge shark, but he's not the first species of shark. The first species of shark had no gills and also had no teeth. So
I would like them to come back, please.
Right. Absolutely. So, sorry, they had gills. They had no scales. What we know as scales are dermal denticles. So the cool story about dermal denticles is that means small tooth. If you would actually magnify that really, really small. They look like small teeth. So each shark has different, like we have DNA, like fingerprints.
Right.
They have their own denticles. Funny thing is, that's how they move to have less drag. They also can sense through that. And also those denticles, long story short, kept on going in the back of the mouth. All right. So as the denticles are coming into the mouth, they can only go back so far. So now what happens? They start going in reverse. That's how we get rows and rows and teeth in their mouth. So the first teeth did not look like what I'm holding in my hand, which is a pretty big, for those listening, a tooth. They had small crushing plates. So as they evolved in time, they got to this size.
So from top to bottom, how many?
This is about 6 inches.
Okay.
So he would have been 60 feet long.
Oh my gosh.
General rule is an inch per every 10 foot. So he would have weighed about 30 to 40 metric tons.
Oh my gosh.
Right? So,
Okay. What?
right? And some say, because we don't know what it looks like, but we have its teeth, we have its actual vertebrae. So they get relatively large. So, but what we do know about the animal was he would have to be very big, strong, and fast.
Yeah.
Right? So the crushing power, it would be in tons, several tons. You know, so they're no longer here. We're not going to worry about those. But there was 6 different species of those. So moving on, we have
I can't wait to hear about that.
We have
one.
mammoth, which is an older elephant. Mastodon.
Right.
So actually, a woman named Gwen just found one in North Myrtle Beach this week, totally intact.
Really?
Yeah, and it was sitting upside down. I don't have the base, but it was a three hump, 4 hump, and 5 hump. It's different species of mastodon.
Okay.
So she found the whole root system and all. So if she were to sell that, she would have to work for about a couple of years. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This is from Meg Ledge due to the collar. So we look at different collars. So this is what the famous teal collar comes from, Meg Ledge. Now, Myrtle Beach produces probably 70% of the world's population of megalodon teeth. So we're almost number 1 with Venice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I want to go back to woman in North Myrtle Beach. I just want to understand, like, is she just like walking down the beach with her
she's
dog?
walking down
Is
the
she,
beach.
or is this, she's on a mission? She knows she's looking.
No, she's by Ocean Drive. She's a
Okay.
local to here, and she looks all the time. And due to where they're coming through with the renourishment, the side wall, what we call an erosion wall, she's walking, she steps down, and she notices this cold-looking rock. She picks it up, reverses it, because typically the heavy side will go down as it's coming in. So she walks down, and she sees what she assumes to be coal, flips it over, and it's the whole mastodon.
And are you the first phone call when she?
No, I'm not. I'm not the first phone call, but it gets to me relatively quickly. And I just got to meet her on Wednesday of this week. So,
and from that standpoint, I do hear actually that there are some National Geographic. So tell me about that. How are they finding you? What are they asking you?
Sure. A lot of people from all over ask different questions or inquire about the brand. Really cool. Carrie Byron from Mythbusters. Having a conversation with her. She's like, Charles, we absolutely know who you are. We've met your fans. I'm like, fans? Like, really? Because I'm just a laid back guy. But how people reach out to me is either by true coincidence or they've done a little bit of research. And this is what we mean. We want a great bridge that bridges all these cities, that whether it is National Geographic, whether it's Discovery Channel, whether it's something simplistic as a local school, that because there's so much education in this that I wish I had the knowledge back then that I have now. So, have I walked past this my whole life? Probably. Have we all? Because all we saw was this. Right? And we walked by, but the rest in the sand was this. And that's what happened to her. She was going to walk by it, but knew something was different. So when I tell people, before they even go out, at least have an idea what shark teeth look like.
Right.
Right. So yeah, because when things gets moving and these white caps gets to pushing, we're going to want to know what certain things are.
So do you take people out to the beach and try and help them get just curious and be like, that might be something I'd pick up if I saw it?
I did. I have. I did it last year. And it was a mixed bag, because I was taking people out like 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, you're going to get wet. It's going to be cold. So half the people say, well, I don't want to get wet. I don't want to get cold. So, and I'm waiting like, okay. So, but the flip side of that was, It turned out to be very positive because I do, through Myrtle Beach State Park and Huntington Beach State Park, I do take them out for 1 hour exclusive in classroom. Then the following hour, we're going straight to the beach.
Oh, great.
So we do those. We have those coming up. Actually, the 25th of February coming up. So those are small, intimate settings. So it's really almost like one-on-one with me. So I'm teaching you everything from how to hunt, what to look for, wind conditions, wave heights, all that good stuff.
So has there ever been a situation, whether that one or a different one, where you're out with person or family and there's been a moment where it's been like, oh my gosh,
Absolutely.
Tell me about it.
Absolutely. Funny story. I just met a family about 3 years ago and I told them, whatever you find, keep it. All right. So I'm walking back through an hour later. And so what seems to happen is they tend to forget what I mentioned to them. Whatever you find, keep it. I'm like, that should echo in your mind. Well, the wife says to the husband, where's that bag that you had in that thing that we found? He said, oh, honey, I threw that bag.
Oh,
They happened to take a picture of it. It was almost a 3.5-inch mosasaur tooth.
how do you say it again?
Mosasaur was like a big
Mosasaur.
crocodile lizard. Huge. The root was intact and they threw it back. That would have been probably a $5,000 tooth.
$5,000 for
So
a
what they thought was nothing, that was something after, it was like moments after I walked off. And so I heard screaming and hollering, but I didn't, people scream and holler all the time. So I just kept walking. I came back through. They were like, oh my gosh, good and bad. We're glad we saw you again, but honey, where's it at? And as soon as she knew, he threw it back. And I wonder why the tone was different when I came back through. that was the reason why.
Oh, that tone was different. All right.
Yep. And so he was just like, he tried to play it easy, but I'm like, yeah, you messed up, brother.
So how do you find out who is willing to pay for a find like this or the one that the woman found in North Myrtle?
Typically, people will post what they find.
Okay.
And then it kind of quickly goes to the grapevine of who's who.
Okay.
And so people that are avid fossil buyers or purchasers, it gets to them very quickly. Just like I told the woman that found the mastodon tooth, I said, never sell it because you'll get a lot of different people to want to purchase that.
Sure.
But yeah, the word gets by very quickly. So as soon as you post something, it's typically who's the highest bidder.
All right. So now that you all know that there are, collectors and this is, something that could be amazing for you, either by hobby or by financially, we're going to take a quick break here. And when we get back, we're going to be talking about how could you possibly get started in the world of searching and finding your amazing shark's tooth. We'll be right back.
The museum is delighted to have the works of local artist Joanne Morgan currently on display. The exhibit, entitled The Morning After, is available to view through April 5th. Based in Surfside Beach, South Carolina, professional artist and retired educator Joanne Morgan considers her artwork her form of activism against violence. Her fabric memorials, as she refers to them, as quilted walls hanging that pay tribute to victims of violence. The work evolved out of the convergence of global and personal national events, beginning with the tragedies that ignited the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020. For more information, including museum hours, visit myrtlebeachartmuseum.org.
Okay, we are back with Charles Shelton Jr. This is such a fun conversation. I have to admit, I'm kind of excited to talk about sharks and only their teeth, because the rest of it scares the bejeepers out of me, okay? Yep. As it does for most people. But this is just so fascinating. So we wanted to make sure that we talked about what are some of the things that you're going to recommend for people that you can tell they've maybe gone onto your Facebook page and said, hey, I'm new. We're coming to the beach for whatever. The whole family is into, finding our, shark's teeth. Take it away. What are you going to say when they get here as a recommendation?
Sure, especially if they do know they're coming to look for teeth. I would say either get a printout, get a postcard, get something that's going to actually have visuals of teeth. At least get familiar with them. And it's almost impossible to memorize them all within a short period of time. But you want to get something that where you have a visual, whether it's on your phone, whether it's a postcard, laminated something, put in your beach bag. That's first. That way at least if you do find a tooth, you're like, right. So you can always pick it up, but you can't always get it. So even as you're learning, pick up everything, right? But I do recommend this. You have shellers, then you have teeth hunters.
Okay.
It's hard to do both. So you
Good
might want to
point.
choose which one before you go out.
So if there's like a family of 4, you're going to have team shell and team tooth.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
All right.
Because it's kind of hard to focus on both. So that's my first tip. My second tip would be take your time. Because as you're learning, especially if you only see this once a year, a lot's going on, a lot is moving. So would you miss a lot? Sure. The third tip would be if you want to use tools, sifters, scoops, shovels, keep in mind water's moving and it moves things. So it might come out of your ladle, might come out of your basket. So just keep that in mind. Practice on shells, something that doesn't mean a whole lot first, because those 3 tips. The fourth tip is, again, have something to put it in. An icebreakers bottle, an old medicine cabinet. You don't want to walk around like this. Big wave comes, knocks it out your hand.
Exactly. All right. So now here we are. We've we're at our last day of our vacation. We've got, the bags, the containers, whatever, but we really have no clue what we have, right? How do you recommend that they go from those bags to, we actually ended up with 5 things we should start our collection with?
And I forgot to mention one key thing. Shell beds is key too, but that can be a different time. But you can also join our page.
Okay.
Right. And you can post what you want. That way, either I myself or the whole community can tell you what you have. Because that's a lot of times that Google Lens is good, but it's about 30% good.
Okay.
So it could tell you that this is something volcanic rock, and indeed it could be a mammoth tooth. So don't rely so much on Google, but join our page, or if you're local, you can take it to Shark Tooth Tom at the Gay Dolphin.
Okay.
Especially if you're near the boardwalk, where they're inside. Again, the Gay Dolphin, go straight in, go upstairs, he's to the left. If he's not in, again, you're kind of resourcing back to who knows what. So a good thing now is the books that are accessible, the internets that pages that are accessible have something again to at least visually match up what you
Wouldn't
have.
it be so exciting if you were the family that takes that picture and goes on to, and again, I want to make sure the Facebook page is Myrtle Beach Shark Teeth, right?
Correct.
And you go on there and you go, what is this? What if somebody replied, oh my gosh, you have a blah, blah, blah.
And surprisingly, that happens a lot.
Really?
Because people don't have no idea what they have.
Oh, that would be
And
so
then
cool.
that streaks the whole new interest of, oh my gosh,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, this is so fun. All right. Is there anything that you would, in terms of that you want to make sure maybe they don't do? And maybe we've covered some of that already, but maybe just a couple.
Yeah, we want to stay out the dunes.
Okay.
We don't want to disturb the turtles, especially during turtle season.
Good point. Good point.
We don't want to be touching jellyfish. We do not.
Right.
We do not want to be competitive. This is a large beach.
Yeah.
We want to keep it positive. We want to keep it optimistic, as well as we want to preserve as much. So let's not go into creeks. Let's not go into riverbeds. We get that a lot. That's big jail time and a big fine. So we do want to make that a real big thing.
That's important.
But we want to keep it positive. We do have a massive, long itinerary coming up. So February's full, March is full, April's full, all the way throughout the summer.
And that's with workshops? Oh,
Yes.
I gotcha.
Summer registration only, which links are provided. Some are open. So it's going to be a fun-filled season of workshops.
Yes.
So it's a lot of joy to bring those back and be able to educate, in ways that I didn't even think was possible.
Right.
So.
Well, and I think, in saying this, clearly we can hear your excitement and your energy about this, and you've really learned so much about it. What do you think draws people into this voyage, if you will, of finding and searching for shark's teeth?
I think for some it's soothing. It's relaxing. People are going through all amount of many things all across the world. So water's already soothing, right? So the sand, me nowadays, even when I don't hunt, I like going out just to enjoy what I've missed all these years. So I hope that the people that find the teeth, their joy and passion will come into marine biology. The kids, it may grow into something, or for the older generation that it's finding something that fits their niche. Right. So it's just not about a tooth. It's about the world outside of that.
And the part that I'm sure comes up in your different people talking on Facebook is truly this is a hobby that is going to force you to slow down, to be patient, because it's not going to be a where the rest of our world is
Yeah.
fast, quick now, and they're probably going around like, where's that dang shark's tooth that's going to get me $5,000,
And
right?
taking your time in the beginning is key.
Yeah.
Is key. To answer that a little bit better, I missed it before, but to slow down, take your time. It's not a rush. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon, and it takes time. It takes time to know what you're looking for. When we do all these things for the parks, you'd be surprised. People are literally standing on teeth and they have no idea, even holding it, looking at it. And it takes them to feel it, to look at it, and I drop it again and they can't see it. So it takes time.
Yeah.
So taking your time, and that's why I said, before you even hit the beach, be able to look at something and begin to memorize it. Now, would you miss a lot? Surely. Did I miss a lot because I didn't slow down in the beginning? Absolutely.
And you may have already touched on this, but for you, if you're going to sum it up, what has this from 2 to 3 years old to now journey of just bringing this and making it a complete part of your life, what has it meant to you?
Wow. To see the smile, to see how kids think now, to see the joy, to see the hope. I think everyone in the room wants to go out, right? To see and spark a passion that I had as a kid, to see people have the same passion.
Yeah.
So that's like, man, it's cool to see because, think of something that these haven't been alive for years. What's inside of that? But we're going to look for something, a common mutual interest in something as simple as a tooth for a fossil. So I think the biggest part is me being able to see my dreams come alive in others. And I have this quote, live to learn and learn to live.
And you have made this become such a special part of your life, specifically in Myrtle Beach. And that's what I love that we're sharing with everyone. The whole purpose of this podcast is to help people find their people, place, and pace. And this is just a phenomenal example that, to your point, we're looking at so many other things, Broadway at the beach, Marsh Walk, and, barefoot. And you're just going, well, when you walk the beach, you've got treasure and beauty and a slowness and that's just something that is very special. And so I am so grateful that you came today. Thank you so much for being a guest on our podcast. And again, everybody, just to make sure you heard one of the best sources to learn about what Charles is doing, as well as the workshops, go to that Facebook page if you can. It is a public page, so or do you have to sign on to?
You might have to hit join.
Okay.
And for those that do not like Facebook, because I've got that too, myrtlebeachsharkteeth.com.
Great. Good. So we do have a website.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Yeah. Very good. Well, again, thank you for your time. We've loved having you. Our episode is now concluding, but as you know, we are just so grateful that you have watched. Hey, listen, there's so many things going on in our area. Did you just move here and you want to learn more? Send us a question or maybe a suggestion for a future topic. You know that email address. We have that mentioned here at the very end of the podcast. And then also, hey, don't forget, if you want to make this area your beach home, guess what? I'm a real estate agent and I would be happy if you gave me a call, and I'd be delighted to help make that dream come true. My phone number is going to be at the very end of the episode. Again, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day at the beach. Don't forget, we're coasting. Hold on, we've got a local, everybody. So did the station wagon have wood paneling?
Of
Lauren?
course. Everywhere I put my foot down, a museum springs up.
And pretty much there's nowhere else to look at Christmas lights. Those live oaks just kind of doing a little swaying. Thanks. That's a great secret tip. That's a good one. I might work there remotely from here on out.
It's a really pretty
It's
place.
real pretty. If only those trees could talk, right?
The executive producer of the Coasting Podcast is Celia Klein. Producer is Michael Lehman of Frame Wave Visuals. The opinions expressed herein are solely those of Celia, Aunt B, and any special guest. Good news, agree or disagree. You have that liberty. Special thanks to Jenny Sullivan, the many followers of Ashley Weller, and Kevin, the server from Aspen Grill. Celia is a licensed realtor in both South and North Carolina. For any assistance in either buying or selling real estate, please call 843-321-9646. The Coasting Podcast can be found wherever you currently enjoy other favorite podcasts. Please send all comments and questions to coastingpodcastsc@gmail.com. And many thanks for listening.